Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Welcome back to Amazing RV Life. And today we are going to share the big secret we've been talking about, and that is how you can actually live free in terms of rent-free while you're traveling in your RV. And we're going to share our experiences.
Wow, our experiences. It's amazing. Two can only agree when they walk together. And this walk that we're taking in this park, hosting around the United States of America, is just absolutely fabulous. Well, to help get you started today, we're going to tell you how we got started hosting. Well, the first thing you want to do is find out what state you like to be in. And then once you find out what state you like to be in, you go online to whatever it is. For an example, we'll use Virginia as an example. You go www.parksinvirginia. And what it does, it'll pull up all of the parks in Virginia, and then you'll go to a place that says hosting. And when you see the place that says hosting, you click on it.
Can I interrupt?
You sure can.
Okay, so you might want to make it clear that state parks.
Yeah, state parks. Well, you have various parks. I can only speak on our experiences and what we've gone through. We have been doing state parks throughout the United States. So you go to a particular state, such as Virginia, and you type in Virginia State Parks, and then you click on hosting. Once you click on hosting, you'll see an application that you can fill out. You fill out the application, and they're going to do a background check on you to make sure that, you are an upright citizen in the United States of America. And then once they do a background check on you, within 2 or 3 days, you should hear a response. And at that point, you go to the various parks that are available in that state, and you go ahead, honey. You want to say something?
Okay. Well, we've had different experiences. Some may take 2 or 3 days. Some may take 2 or 3 weeks. It's really hard. That depends on the park. But after they complete the background check, and is that it? Just a background check?
Yeah, they do a background check.
Then they will basically tell you if they have a position available or not. And then you have to fill out, again, an application and then the background check. And I guess then it's just a matter of waiting, because if they have a position, then if you're chosen, you can fill it. And maybe you can tell them what it is about hosting, what you have to do.
Well, speaking of what, piggyback on what you were saying, when you do the application, you want to make sure you tell them all of the things that you're qualified to do. Like me, I'm a retired school teacher, and I was into the arts, so I learned how to do some carpentry, plumbing, electrical, and things like that. And you don't have to be a professional, because at this point, I'm not a professional. I'm just able to do little minor things, which, is very helpful at the park. And some of the things I do at the park might be cleaning out a fire pit, or, little things around just to help out in the park. But put down everything that that you can do. And then most of the time when the coordinator looks at your application, they'll say, well, we can best use this person here in Richmond or Charlottesville or wherever, but you can still decide on where you would like to go. They don't determine where you go. They will just tell you where you're needed. Is that what you wanted me to say?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have told you the secret. So let's just do a quick recap. So our experiences have been, we have gone to state parks. So like my husband said, you would go and put in state parks in Virginia, then you scroll down, or you can even call, because we've done that. We say, hey, do you have hosting position? HOST. That is what you are looking to do. Basically, when you host, you volunteer around the park in exchange for free water, electricity, and sewage. So if you stay in the park, usually they have a minimum amount of time, like 2 to 3 months. You can stay in the park for free, where everybody else is paying $20 or $30 or $45 per night. To host is to volunteer, and in exchange for your volunteer hours, you get free room and board. And so basically that's why we say you can travel for free. And
when she says free room and board, she means electricity, water, and sewage. You have to have your own RV, okay?
Yeah.
So when my wife says room and board, I don't want you to think that they had this cabin or something for you.
Right. You have to bring, bring your own house.
I like that, because this is now our home. And when I say our home, we're talking about doing it for free and enjoying it. We take our home everywhere we go. And I tell you, it's just amazing how wonderful it is. Go ahead, honey.
And just a quick synopsis of some of the things you may do around the park. We forgot to mention, usually there's a minimum amount of hours, like you might have to do 24 hours a week, or you might have to do 32 hours a week. That varies from park to park. But the bottom line is, again, you're exchanging your hours of volunteering in exchange for you to be able to hook up to get water, electric, and sewage. And what happens is you get a schedule, and they tell you what they need done. Some of the things could be, like you said, picking up trash, maybe cleaning up bathrooms, just giving people directions around the park, handing out, what are those things called?
The flyers.
Yeah, the flyers, all those just helping people. So all you have to do is be available to help people, and you can stay in a beautiful park. You want to show them that car?
And not only that, I have never been in a park in the last 2 years where I've worked the amount of time that they require for you to work. If they tell you 24 hours, right now we're sitting around in the park just enjoying life. There's nothing to do. And you may have to get up in the morning and do one or two things, but all after that, you're sitting around pretty much being available, in case they need you. And the positions, some people even like working in the office as they travel around. Some people, they like that institution of being inside. Well, I like the part being outside, so I always request, to do something on the outside. But there are a lot of different opportunities.
And speaking of that, because I've been asked about children, you can also, at certain parks, your children can volunteer.
Oh, yes.
And they can even get volunteer hours. Our children have already accumulated volunteer hours from certain parks. They can go help you blow leaves or pick up trash. What else can the children do?
Ride around in the golf cart.
Yeah, at some parks,
yeah.
So they can always help, which is good for them. They get to see what you do. Our children have cleaned bathrooms. We've cleaned bathrooms.
Yes.
So yeah, your children, you can make it a family thing where you all are picking up trash and.
Let's use Florida for an example. We talked about Virginia. Let's go a little further south. In Florida, we did way over 500 hours. And now we have a whole year membership. I can go to any park in the state of Florida.
Free.
Say it again, sweetie.
Free.
Free. So, there are little perks also involved in what we're doing. And meeting people, that's tremendous. You meet people from all walks of life, and you get to know people. And after a while, when you begin to make this cycle, after a while, you begin to see the same park hosts, maybe 6 months or a year later, you'll run into them again.
That's right, and that reminds us. And when you do a really, really good job, they have a list of you or a record, and then you want to go, let's say you leave Virginia and you say, okay, I want to go to Florida now. Guess what? Now you have a reference, because when you fill out that application, you can write, I was a park host for 3 months in Virginia at such and such state park. And our experience again has been, if you have done a great job in one park, it is so easy to get to the next park and the next park and the next park, because they will give you, or they should give you, good references if you did good volunteer work. So.
If I could pull up my email and show it to you right now, I have parks literally all over the country sending me emails asking me to come host back in the state of Georgia or the state of Mississippi or the state of Texas. So, hey, once you get out there, you put your name out there, and you have good social skills, and you respect people, and people respect you, and you just learn to just enjoy life.
Okay, so we have given you the secret to living RV life. And so you fill out your application once you find your state park. And then after you fill out your application, wait for your background check. They'll contact you. You exchange host and volunteering hours for free room and board in your RV.
And what did the children say we should always do?
Oh, please like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. One day we'll remember it without having to think about it. But
and not only that, hey,
our battery's going out.
I know the battery's going out, but guess what? Shoot us some comments. We'll try to give you as many answers as we can. And I'm sure if we don't know, we've been around long enough, we'll find out the answer for you.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.